Hello viewers, I'm SB and welcome back to Isles of Sea and Sky, where I did just go and look it up. And I have to say, we're gonna try this thing here, and if it is right, I have words. That, in fact, did unlock it. Not only a key, not only a black gem, but also a star. I don't like that at all. I don't think that's good at all. Because, like, in the spatial metaphor of this 5x5 grid of spaces representing the 5x5 screens of the island, representing all the land of the island, the statue being off to the side already represents it not being on the island, right? Like, that's the answer, is the statue is not on the island. What does the real ocean represent in that spatial that doesn't really make any sense. I think that's a bad solution. If you push the green one off and have the other ones on, that should trigger it. There's really, like, if you don't intuitively, if, like, that's not the way you interpret green statue not off the island initially, there's no way to get yourself there through logic. And, like, logically it's not correct, so yeah, I think that's a bit of bad design there. But anyway, we've got it now, and we will move on. And I think that's it for quite a lot of the islands, actually. I think at this point, how do I get to where this is the bird, right? I think to get to the bird, we have to go through a bunch of this. Oh, that's one tile too many. Okay. I'll have to push you over to here. And have to... Nope. Have to go down here to reset. There we go. Yeah, as far as I know, we are done with the 4 initial islands. We're done with most of the small islands as well, and it may well be the case that all that is left is... Well, I was going to say all that's left is, like, the corpse of the Void Snake Island, but that doesn't quite seem right, does it? Oh, also, you actually cannot bird to that. Alright, that's fine. We have... is it going to be... It's going to be better to... Oh, wait. Where am I relative to the... So the thing, this is the water, this is the body of water that island is in, right? Yeah, okay. We're good, we're fine, everything's good. There's like 20 stars left, aren't there? I don't think there are 20 stars left in this area. Maybe I'm wrong. Did I get these ones? I got one of these ones. Okay. And then there's nothing else. No, there's still one up here, too. Things that I just gave up on because I was lazy. Alright, well. We didn't need to do them at the time, but we certainly do now. So... There's no particular reason for me to... Do we know whether these shadow blocks fill holes or not? Actually, I don't remember. Also, it's weird that there's blocks like outside of the area of the puzzle. Because obviously we don't need the... Oh, they must, right? Because that must have been able to... Yeah. Okay, so we can use a shadow block to fill that spot to the right. We don't have to somehow make this block do it. Which means I think we can just go ahead and do this, because we don't need this button held down either. Alright, so all I need to do is spawn a shadow clone, and then figure out a way to get our shadow clone into... Ah, shoot, I can't go sideways here. I need a way to desync our vertical positions more. There we go. Now I can come down here without forcing him up into the top of the puzzle again. How am I going to... I need to get him hooked on something, because we need to not have so much distance between us, right? I have to be closer to those blocks. It's basically like I need him to be standing here while I am close enough to them to make the right one turn into a solid, but not the left one. So we have to be on the same side of the puzzle, which is a little tricky to do. Yeah, no, that's going to be challenging for sure, actually. What am I going to get him stuck on over here so that I can get us closer together? You'll have to forgive me as I sort of like reacquaint my brain with the logic of these. Okay, we're pretty close now. There's not enough room for me to desync any further there. So what I want to be able to do, right, is go... I need there to be one more space of available rooms that I can press right, causing him to move left, and then, like, hook him around the other side of that rock. But unfortunately, there is no way to make that occur. Well, I can certainly murder him. Had that been my goal, we're right there. Easy enough. Okay, so he has to end up on the left side of this block below me, while I am somewhere in the top right. Oh, I'm acting like I don't have room to move here, but I totally do. So hold on, if I can recreate the maximum separation, I can absolutely go over here and then up. Ah, but I can't go left then. Like the only way to get around is to perfectly undo that. I need to be able to move to the left without having to move up or down first so that he stays. Yeah, shoot. That's not a real solution, it turns out. Pressing this, yeah, it doesn't do anything at this point. Is there a way that I could... If that... No, this doesn't matter. I was going to say if the golden gong was rung, then that would allow me to do something, right? That would allow me to jump over there without needing the wood block, which would mean I could, in theory, use the wood block for something else. I could use the wood block to form a blocker for him. We could create our own terrain difficulties, which would be fun, but actually can't happen. I'm trying to like hook myself here. Now, how do I get... I need to change the relative vertical spacing. Where do I need to be exactly? When he is in that spot, I need to be here. So there has to be... It's kind of a lot, actually. It's kind of a lot of space between us. This actually sucks the way I've got us rigged up right now, where when I try to go down, it brings him up into that gap. That's really bad. So I don't want to increase the distance between us. I want to decrease the distance between us. How am I going to manage that? The answer is like, if I put him here, I can decrease the distance between us. Actually, maybe I'm overcomplicating this. If I can get him to separate the blocks the other way, I can just do the push. The question is, can I? Can I get him to separate the blocks the other way? Okay, cool. Now if I spawn another one of them, it'll be slightly easier to make that work a second time. And after it's worked the second time, then I can just push the block into the position I need it in. Okay, so I need to, once again, here we go. Need to separate our vertical positions. And our horizontal positions. Okay, here we go. Very inconvenient. Apologies if it seems like I'm just kind of like flailing around on this puzzle, these puzzles sometimes. This is because I am. It's because I do not find this like Shadow Man movement thing very intuitive at all. So I'm kind of having to like. Okay, that's never going to work the way I want it to because I can't keep moving downward in this position. Yeah, because like right now what I would like to do is move down twice, move down 3 times, and then press right. If I can just separate us by one more tile. I just need him not to be synced with me here so that when I do this, he doesn't step out. Because once he's past that little rock there, it gets a lot harder to get us closer together again. But the spaces here are not quite large enough to get him hung up on other stuff. Okay, that desyncs us a little bit. Now I can get closer to him. Okay, and at this point all I need him really to do is just not be directly in my way. So if I can... This will actually work just fine. Right, because now I can walk around him. Alright. Critically important step there. And then we go get... Oh, well, this one is in the bottom row, though, isn't it? I was going to push this on top of that button, but that's not going to work. Well, it doesn't matter. He can stand on top of the button. He's got weight. Good enough. These puzzles are very challenging for me. I apologize to everyone who is frustrated watching me work them out very inelegantly. So for this one, we need to ring both of the gongs, and we need to have some buttons held down. Oh, except standing on the space to hit the gong traps you. Very clever. I see. Okay. So I need to... Sorry, I need to be on this side. I need to be the one who commands, not the one who is on the gongs. Okay, so once again, I need a spot where I can desync us a little bit. but not a spot where I'm going to condemn my doppelganger to death quite so easily. So I need a spot where you can't walk down, but I can walk up, but also you're not getting shoved in a hole. And unfortunately, these areas are very similarly shaped. It's almost like they don't want you doing the exact thing I'm intent on doing here. So, 1, 2, 3. No, that's the wrong direction. What am I doing? I'm going to put myself in a position where I can go 3 to the right, then up twice. Wait, this is a little awkward because if he's not at the spot here, like, there we go. All right. So, no, he has to be there when I'm in this position, or he has to be here when I'm here. So I just need to, again, disconnect some things a little bit. There we go. And I don't have to move for him to be able to ring the gong. Okay. But now, I can't get him out of there. And I also can't... Huh. Oh, I'm just now seeing for the first time that the other gong has an alternate entrance. That is a solution to that. Okay. That'd be a lot harder to do if you didn't have the cape already. Not impossible, but definitely annoying. Oh, but you also need Shadow Man to do this push because that's this... So wait, how do I... There's not another trigger for that one, right? Like, I can't just kill you. So wait, how does this work? How do I... How do I ever get that gong rung? That secondary route to the silver gong doesn't work until you ring the bronze one anyway. But there's not a button to, like, refire that gong or anything. I don't understand how I would... Because it would seem that you need to get rid of this guy now, but I don't understand how I would do that. Or, if not get rid of him, then what? What else would have to be going on? Maybe there's something I haven't figured out. There might be, this might be a mechanics thing where there's like some way to banish those guys at any moment. Like, yeah, that doesn't change anything. As ever, you know, it's not some button presses. We don't do that around here. The only thing I can think of No, that's not going to work. I was going to say, the only thing I can think of is we could have a block, one of these shadow blocks, pushed onto that button. And then when I'm far away from it, he can walk over there and hit the gong. And then when I walk close, the box forms up and kills him. But first of all, there's no way to get one of the shadow boxes over there because they can both only be pushed immediately into the hole in front of them. And secondly, there's no way to get a box over there because you can't push things through a tight corner like that. Yeah, I legitimately don't see how to do this. All right, let me do the actual restart. So, all right, here's a question. Can I... No, I can't get you to jump over a hole as though you had a cape. Anyone who rings that bronze gong is stuck. But it sure doesn't seem like there's any way to get around the fact that pushing a box onto the green switch is the last element of the puzzle, and the green bollard has to be, the green bollard going down is the last thing that happens because you need the other two. Yeah, you need the other two down in order for it to make any sense, in order for you to be able to move beyond the green bollard in the first place. So... I don't know. This doesn't seem possible. Pretty sure that one's impossible. No, obviously there's got to be some way to do it, but we're just not gonna mess with it right now, I guess, because there's no way that I can see for me to actually do the thing. All right, here I need access to that upper left path, and that's going to be trivial to get through the ringing of the bronze gong, provided that we could ever figure out a way to ring the bronze gong. And there's no reason, or the gold gong rather, and there's no reason to think that we necessarily will be able to. Alright, the other two gongs are, I mean, that one seems pretty straightforward. Actually, does that make more sense? No, that makes sense. Then we have to figure out a way of getting this other one. I mean, the most obvious thing to do would be to push some other earth elemental down into the space down here and then hit it from the left, causing the cascade into the thing. The question is, how do we do that? Trying to figure out a way to do that without, like, getting it stuck. We can have a shadow clone, but the shadow clone can't push it or it's never going to get... Like, it will never be able to be moved. I could... I mean, having the shadow clone push the rock elemental that he's in the row with right now is also not actually useful. Right, and we could come over here and we could set that up in that position first, but I don't think it actually accomplishes anything. even if we do manage to solidify it in time for it to be a thing he collides with, which I don't think I can do. Wait, I want him to go... Yeah, like... Right, it is a black hole. He just ceases to exist if he touches it before it's solidified. And there's no way I'm going to be able to make him hit it while it's solid. Okay, so that doesn't accomplish anything. Not that it would have, even if I was getting him to hit it into a solid block, because then it'd just be in that corner. So how do we get these things redirected to a spot that makes any kind of damn sense? Out of curiosity, I'm pretty sure this is not going to work the way I want, but it's worth testing, I think. Okay, no, I cannot make the shadow clone push a golem as his last dying act on a spike spot. That'd be convenient, though, huh? I guess, okay, one thing I can do, potentially, is if I can figure out a way to line this up such that I can get a shadow clone to push that block downward, then I can get around the backside. Oh, right, I can get him to do it even when he's not lined up with the thing. That's a little handy. Okay, I want you one tile more disconnected from me. Yep, so that we can do this. That's very annoying that causes that to disappear. So we need to be one tile closer together. Except I can't. How would I get you to... Yeah, I can't get you to exit. I can't get you to enter the alley there. All right. It's kind of what I thought. Trying to get him positioned just so that I can throw the earth elemental into this while it's solid and see if it pushes. Because that could be a way to deal with this if it does, but I don't think we're going to be able to do that. So all I'm thinking is that I want to be able to get... Actually, this might be good enough. All I really need to do is kill this guy then. We'll see. We'll see if that's good enough or not. Okay, that just unmakes the thing, because now I can use the shadow clone to stop this. And then, well, I guess my plan was going to involve somehow having a shadow clone push him from the top, but that can't happen. That's not how those guys, they can't climb the spikes. Yeah, in fact, there is simply no way to get this guy into the position I want him in. Damn it. Because if I could push him downward, obviously, then we could just go to the side and make the thing happen. If we were to get him over, 4 spaces to his right and sit in that junction, I still would not be able to actually get a shadow clone to attack him. So the only thing we would be able to do is push him right or up, neither of which we want to do. All the earth elementals are desperately truffle shuffling to help me think. They know I love a little bit of percussion. So how am I going to... I mean, the answer stands, right? There's no way to do this that isn't pushing an earth elemental into that guy from the left. Huh. Can I... Hold on a second. What I need is for this guy to desync a little bit more. Yeah, here we go. What I'm wondering is if I can... I guess I need him to go left, don't I? That's probably not good. Okay. So what I'm trying to figure out is how to get him to be... in the bottom row. While I am in the bottom row. Damn it, I need to desync him like one more space. But I don't really want to push this block again. There we go, okay. I need to get down here. Okay. And then push up. Okay, what I want is, yeah, something like this. So I push the rock column into him now. And now, in theory, I can just come over here and push this other golem. But now I kind of think I've fucked up with this one. So hold on, let me hope we're not going to need this block. Right. There we go. Okay, at this point I don't actually need this guy around anymore, so we're gonna just... There we go. That gets me that. That's funny, but it's not good. I think I need this golem to be not on the shadow clone space. Yeah, as frustrating as this is, I think I'm gonna have to reset the puzzle because I've spent too many blocking resources. But I think that's it. I think it's one golem gets pushed. Well, actually, if this is the plan, I can just push this golem to the right and then push this golem to the left, and it's actually extremely easy, and I feel very silly about how easy it is. All right, then I want to spawn this guy, get him desynced from my movement. Yeah, just get him someplace where he's not going to push my earth elemental around. I think that one's fine. And now I have to figure out a way to, like, carefully resync him, basically. Sync him differently. Okay. Because I think what I need to do, probably, is to get him to play a blocker for this elemental, or I guess to help me push these blocks around. Either one would really work, because all we need to do is get something into the correct space. Well, I guess this elemental, maybe I'm wrong about this, because how would I ever push this elemental up away from the wall? It actually kind of needs to be that elemental, right? Yeah, so I need you to not make that push, actually. This elemental doesn't play a huge role in the plot, except that I really can't allow it to park in the space it wants to park in over there. So I think this is fine. I think just getting it out of the way is acceptable. All right. Now, the question is this going to be easier if I stand here and spawn him from there? Well, in order to do the correct thing to the elemental here, he's going to have to be able to get into the space to the north of it somehow. How am I going to get him through that gap? So I need to be able to go All right, so when I pull him out of there, we're gonna press down, then we're gonna press left, 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 and then down, down. So left, 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 left. So I want to be here, I think. No, I have to press right. Sorry. I want him to go left, so I have to press right. But also, I can't be in the same row he's in, because the only place in that row where I can press down is not actually a spot that I want to be in, because he'll be in that spot. So don't do that. All right, go here, right, right. Problematic. All right. This is better if this is down here. Now see, if I press down right now, he dies, hilariously. Not what I'm looking for. I have to be further away from him when this occurs. So from here, it would be up, right, down. So not too many places where you can do that pattern. Right, I need him not to be pushing this block. I need this block to not be... If I do this... Yeah, that's just as good. Some might say better. So I want to be like all the way over here, because I want... There we go. That rings the golden gong, and let's re-grab the star. Whew. I do feel like until I actually see like the last move, I feel like I'm just sort of like flailing. I'm not flailing. I'm not doing things at random, but I am definitely like approaching an answer through successive approximations a lot more than I do with a lot of the puzzles. I really wish we had a map here. Okay, so there's no stuff left on this screen. There are 2 stars left here. Let me go back through the other entrance here. I don't think there are anywhere near enough stars to cover all the stars that we have unaccounted. Is there another island or something? There would almost have to be, right? Also, can I tell you, I don't like the way this is shaped. I don't like the way the bottom of this kind of like... I'm sure that tree trunk is solid, but it kind of like suggests the possibility of an exit to the south. Also, this map is vaguely shaped like the United States. The contiguous, what we call the lower 48. And that's weird. That's a weird thing to be true. Okay, so I get multiple shadow clones here. That's kind of fun. Right, I can't push this in tandem with this guy because if I push down, he pushes up. So it would have to be the 2 shadow clones pushing in tandem to make that work. And if I'm going to do that, it would probably be more like this, right? It's interesting how they push each other. If only I could just push upward here, but unfortunately I also have to get much closer. If I push a wind elemental... No, okay. The movements of the wind elemental do not, in fact, cause the shadow clones to move. There's probably something interesting we can do with that. Oh, especially if shadow clones pushing the wind elemental. Yeah, that's really interesting. If those stop time and let me move the elemental as well, that's something very useful. I can't quite... I wanted to get a little bit more spatial desyncing. This is like getting pretty close, in my opinion. Oh no. Okay, so if I move forward, I'm temporarily creating a black hole, or temporarily creating block in a situation where that's a bad idea. Well, I probably don't want that happening, right? Almost. If I do this, it's gonna, yeah, kill one of them. That's inconvenient. I feel like this is really close. But if I press up, yeah, it's not gonna push with the other guy. Right, no, I can't do that. I'm so close. Okay. I just need them to do the last push in unison, which might be pretty doable. No, wait, I need to stop getting further away from them at this point. You will let me resync with them a little bit. Oh, you can't step up onto the podium. Okay, wait for me here. Push me back down, and then when I press up, there we go. It'll cover both of those. And now those can be made into solid blocks and thus unlock those things. And I just need, I think, probably... Nah. How am I going to do this? I think if I can get one of these dudes to walk in all the way, it'll let me do the thing I want here. Oh, that's no good. The question is, how do I do that without killing him? It's rough because this is the one... The block on the left controls the one that he's currently on. So I need to go up and to the right simultaneously here. If I go right, it pops that bollard. And if I go up without going to the side, it does worse things. I like this a lot as a way of like repositioning me and letting me cheat. Oh, don't do that. Go up here. That kills me to death. What I'm kind of thinking is there might be a way of doing this that lets the shadow clone get moved mostly by the air elemental, or maybe by both of the air elementals, right? There's also another thing entirely that has to be done to get access to that lower star, but if I can get these arrow blocks cleared, that's really what I'm focused on. Nope, not that. I expect that when the shadow clone pushes the air elemental, in my head, what makes sense is for the air elemental to continue moving mirrored, which is not quite sensible. No, I don't want it to push him here. Am I going to be able to do this? Am I going to need another air elemental is the real question. One, two, three, four. So, even if I got the air elemental set up in the most optimal position, that is to say, just above, right where I'm standing now, and then I managed to hold down the boxes, make the boxes good, while having while having the shadow clone push the air elementals, that it ends up in this space. 4 moves would not be enough for the air elemental to clear the blocks. It could go down 3 times, right once, and then be stopped. So it is the shadow clone who's going to have to do it. Okay. So what I would really like is to see if I can make that work. I need the shadow clone to push the air elemental. Why did I think this was valuable? I don't remember. Changed my mind. What am I doing? I have no idea. So if the dude was here, and I'm like down there holding both of these down, if I press up, we're in a lot of trouble, right? If I'm standing here and I press up, on the second up, he loses both of the bollards, slaying him instantly. So I need to press up and then right and then up. Press up, causing him to go on to the gray square space. Then right kills him. So yeah, without a secondary elemental in play here to cause a push, this does not seem doable. And it's one of those situations where I would need for him not to walk into the air elementals, but to be thrown into the air elementals. But actually, the thing that would need to be true is that there would have to be an air elemental standing up right here, which can't happen, or standing right here facing downward, which can't happen. So, how do you ever unlock these arrow blocks? It kind of doesn't seem like there's a way to do that. Perhaps I am a fool. Perhaps what I actually need to do is push these out of the way and just get some dudes, fucking cask of a out of them down there onto that shit. Right, because if I send them down there themselves... Yeah, I can't get that guy over enough. Alright, well now I can do this. Yeah, that lets me position, because if I can just get them to step onto the spaces at the same time, they'll hold the weights down forever. There we go. It turns out the solution, as ever, was to create the most nightmarish situation possible. I should have known. You show me a block, I just want to use the block. We've run into this problem time and time and time again. So... now what? How do I ring the bronze gong? There's an awful lot of like switches and stuff down here that I'm not clear on. Like if I... Right, sorry, that's my bad. What an annoying thing. If I were to... No, that's a very persistent problem, isn't it? Because like even if I do use this guy to free that thing somehow, now I can't push the first elemental anymore. Air elementals cannot ring gongs. Terrible news. Okay, so what am I doing? Do I need to find a way to... I can't really make heads or tails of this. Alright, you know what we should do? Almost certainly. I should restart and not burn my shadow clones. Because now we have access to this area down here thanks to the arrow blocks. We should be doing this fresh with fresh resources. So now I could spawn a shadow clone. And we could like walk this shadow clone through... Yeah, we can walk the shadow clone through part of that area down there, but it's not clear to me, like, how do we make that matter? So we could step on that button, we could lower that obstacle, we could push that block into the hole. I mean, maybe this is a case where, like, the only way to get this done is to have a shadow clone. Yep, good start. To have a shadow clone. This is actually very difficult to keep these fucking things alive. Alright, that might be for the best, actually. Okay. So that's going to form a crystal, which is good because it lets us have a spot where he can't move left again. And then in order for him to keep moving forward, we have to get down there close enough to him. Oh, that's a thing I can't do. Well, I can go up as long as I go back down, because that then lets me... Yeah, I get over here close enough. Oh, maybe that doesn't work. I was going to say I have to get close enough that that turns into a block that he can push. But I actually can't get close enough to turn the one that would have to go onto the button into a block. So... what is it that's supposed to live on this button? Is it this... It can't be this guy, because if it was this guy, then what is that, like... What is having him down there at all accomplish? I'm still not clear on, yeah, like, what the value of this would ever be. So maybe this is a bad approach in the first place? I'll never be able to get through myself. If I can't get him to push a box onto the button... how's he going to move forward at all? I can't get... Well, alright, if I did it before I had him walk down so much. Like, let's say I press left right now, causing him to push the air elemental. Oh, right, I can't get the air elemental past this very, very tiny step anyway. Okay, that just kills you. I was gonna try to move the because I forgot that black holes are bad for life. I was gonna try to move the air elemental through the black hole onto the little spawning pad and then back to the right and just be hanging out there in the hopes that when I solidified the block on top of it, it would immediately move the block over a space. But first of all, I don't know what I thought that was going to accomplish. That just puts it in a corner where it can never move again. And secondly, you know, the black hole stuff. Secondly, there's all these other things wrong with the plan. It does not seem very likely that we could construct... Like, I'm looking at that circle over there and thinking, why doesn't it spawn anything, right? When I step on the circles to make the demons, nothing spawns there. So is that just a red herring? It certainly can't be the case that I'm supposed to step on that to spawn 3 shadow clones from all the spots over here, because I wouldn't be able to guide them anywhere because it's impossible to move around very much in that area. In a perfect world, we could probably get the air elementals to carry us over there, but like, what would be the point, even if that did happen? And I suppose the black hole would turn into a block and make it impossible anyway. So what the hell is that for, then? I guess, like, a thing about this game is we know it doesn't have to be for anything. Sometimes there are red herrings. Sometimes there are extra elements. Yeah, we might have to accept that this is one of those. So, that being the case, we have, like, a handful of further stars somewhat accounted for. But didn't the end screen say 108? Or maybe it was 103. There's 100 and something, though. There are still more stars missing than I have any idea where they might be. And there might be something to, you know, finishing all the ones we can find and seeing if that causes something to happen. But I think I'm going to call the episode here for the moment. So annoyed that we don't get a map on this island. That's going to be it for us for today. Thank you all so much for watching. When you come back next time, I'm going to have some plans for these stars that we can see here. And I guess we'll just hope that they will show us the way to whatever is next. And we'll see you then.